Alternate picking. Hey, first video guitar lesson. This video is on alternate picking. Warning, I'm not saying this is going to make you better or faster. These are just tools, practices, and techniques that I've used to make my playing faster and which hopefully can help you too, but that's up to you and how much you practice. Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about alternate picking. Alternate picking is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. When you're flat picking, you're given two options, and those are up and down. Alternate picking is when you consistently alternate between the two. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Here are some examples. Those were some examples. But why use alternate picking? One advantage is that alternate picking is twice as fast as down picking. When you down pick, you're only going in the down direction. When alternate picking, you're going down and up, so you get twice the motion. Another advantage is that alternate picking has a different sound to it. There's an attack on each note that you're playing, so it differentiates itself from legato. Now let's talk about picks. If you've just gotten a guitar, you've probably got a pick like this. This is your standard pick. A pick is also called a plectrum, but most people call them picks. I use a Dunlop Jazz 3 pick. Anyone who I've loaned a Jazz 3 to says they absolutely love it and that they can't play with any other pick. This is because they're light, comfortable, provide a great attack on the strings, and are very small. Playing with anything else afterwards makes it feel like you're playing with the side of a house. I recommend playing with the Dunlop Jazz 3 pick, but what specific pick you use is not very important. It's just that you're comfortable with the pick you are using. Another thing I find helpful is to know your options. Go to your local music store and try out a variety of picks. Now let's talk about the picking hand. This pretty much goes the same way as the pick. Some people will swear that holding your hand a certain way is correct or better or will make you faster or looks cooler or will cure that itch you've been having lately, but from what I've seen, none of this is true. The most important thing with your pick hand is not how you hold it, but that you're comfortable with how you hold it. What I see to be the most common style of picking is this. A lot of people, including Zach Wilde and John Petrucci, use that kind of picking hand. That's absolutely fine, as long as you're comfortable with it. Another type of picking hand is this. A notable player who uses that kind of picking hand is Paul Gilbert. If you're comfortable with it, go ahead and use it. My picking hand changes around a lot. There's no specific way I try to hold it. I just go with whatever's comfortable with the situation. Sometimes I hold it like this, sometimes I hold it like this, sometimes I hold it like that. It depends on what I'm playing. One thing that is very important about your picking hand is that it's not tense. Another thing that I think is important is to try different styles of picking hands. You never know what you might end up liking. While some of these exercises are targeted to beginners, I suggest everyone, no matter what their playing level, does them. I remember when I first started alternate picking. I could never do it right! Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down! It's like my hand was having a seizure! To fix this, I started making exaggerated picking motions and thinking down every time I made a downstroke and up every time I made an upstroke. Down, up, 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 down, up. Maybe that will help you too if you're having problems. When practicing alternate picking, I find it best to use a clean channel and play with a slow metronome. This will help develop your rhythm and clarity. To start, keep your metronome at 60 beats per minute. This may seem tedious, but it's well worth the wait. The exercise I'm about to show you should be done on each string. First, fret the 5th fret of your lowest string, the E. On most guitars, this will be the 2nd fret marker. Then, with your metronome going at 60 beats per minute, alternate pick 4 quarter notes. This means you'll be playing a note each time you hear a click. Make sure that you pick consistently and on time with the click. If this is giving you trouble, then set your metronome to 120 beats per minute and play every other click. Do this for each string. Make sure you're going up and down in a consistent manner. Now you're going to do the same thing except with 8th notes. This means for each click you're going to play 2 evenly spaced notes. Something I find helpful is to accent the beat, so each time you hear a click, play the note louder. In even numbered groupings like 2, 4, and 6, the accent will always be on a down pick. Keep going with triplets. These are 3 evenly spaced notes between the click. Remember to accent the beat when it comes around. When playing in odd groups like 3, 5, or 7, the first accent will be a down pick, whereas the second accent will be an up pick, and it will keep going in that manner. Keep this in mind. Now it's time for 16th notes. These are 4 evenly spaced notes between each click. Remember to accent each time the click comes around. Now that you get the idea, it's time to incorporate the left hand. The most important thing about incorporating your left hand is that it stays synchronized with your right hand. Take your time and be certain that the pick is hitting the string the same time your finger is. The next exercise is the same thing as the first one when it comes to your right hand. Take your first finger and place it on the 5th fret of the lowest string. Now, alternate pick quarter notes on this string, except every time you make an upstroke, place your second finger on the 6th fret. Remember not to lift your first finger too much when you do this. Continue the same picking pattern you did previously, including the accents. This exercise continues by incorporating all of your fingers. Instead of just playing with your first and second, play with your second and third, or first and third, or third and fourth. Use every finger combination across every string. Another thing that will greatly develop your alternate picking is to alternate pick your scales.